Hello. um, I think we might be live. Uh, this is, um, for those of you tuning into this, this is, I guess, Tuesday Ask Me Anything session. I literally got a message from a friend saying, looking forward to seeing you live, and I realized in my head, I had planned to start doing these live sessions from next week. I have a bunch of you have sent in messages via the website, which I'm changing things around, um, and doing these sessions. There will be some live sessions. There will be some pre-recorded sessions where I'm editing the video, and I'm doing that because a bunch of times I get asked these great questions in these little live sessions, and I would love to be able to go into detail. I feel that they'd be more useful if I answered them uh, maybe with a little bit of thought gone into it. So that's the new format. I know some of you are aware of that, but in my head I'd plan to start next week. So, hey Ant, MJM, hey, how's it going? I'm really good, thank you. How are you guys doing? It's it's nice to be back live, to be honest, and yeah, like honestly, for today, we're just gonna hang out and feel free to fire questions and all that sort of stuff, and just say hi. But and I have a question. What loop pedal would you recommend? This it's a tough one because it definitely depends what you are going to do with it and what you want it for. If you're yeah, man. Sorry, I'm half answering this and reading your questions. I'm playing a show tomorrow night. In fact, playing a show tomorrow night at Move Space in Dominion Row, with the wonderful Lauren Collins. So that's literally the next Auckland show anyway. But anyway, so loop pedals. There's so many good pedals, and I think it depends a little bit how far you want to go into it. If you're performing live with looping, I would highly recommend having a two pedal function. So something like the RC30 or the Ditto X4, where you've got two tracks. The RC30, you may want to get an external foot switch to make it easier to switch between the two, or depending on what you're doing, but that can be added. So if you're finding it's frustrating or something like that. But the reason is you can stop things with one pedal. It's a little bit less brain work than the individual pedal loopers, where if you record an overdub and things like that, you have to hit the pedal twice to stop. There's a few of those things that I just think brain power at a show is important, so that you can concentrate on performing and playing, as opposed to like too much concentration going into foot pedals and the likes. So so right. So I play rhythm and lead at the same time while doing a gig. Maybe a drum machine as well. Yeah, cool. So with the likes of that, there's also the Eros looper. I don't know. I mean, it depends how much you want to maybe spend as well on things like that. Yeah, I totally get that point. It depends how much you want to spend as well, and how far you want to dive into it. But I think somewhere around there's maybe a good starting point if you haven't looped before, because you'll be able to create tracks, you'll be able to create a rhythm. You can bring in a lot of them have an auxiliary input, so things to look out for. Man, I have a budget of $20. that may change things, my friend. It may change things quite a lot. But yeah, if you want to incorporate like a drum machine, you could look at something that has MIDI sync, which again a lot do, or you could look at something. Sorry, the auxiliary in will be a bad choice if you're using a drum machine. Rewind this live stream, delete that part. An auxiliary in won't be great for a drum machine because then you'll literally have to loop the drum machine. Whereas if you use it via MIDI, everything will lock nicely in time, and if you have something like the Beat Buddy which does fills and things like that, then you can actually use those fills without it being stuck as one specific rhythm in your loop. So yeah, I should have put in the information for this, I should have put a link to the Ask Me Anything submission. If you've got a question that you want me to kind of dive into, or you want to make sure it's covered in these sessions, jump on through to davidshannon.com/ask me anything, and then that way I've literally got everything in one place to dive into it. So I can tell you next week I'll be answering some questions on looping some different sections, keeping a groove. There's a few of you that have sent some stuff through already, which is very cool. Paul, music nerds, what new gear have you got? I like this. What new gear have I got? Well, to be honest, I haven't done anything on the channel, but we're gonna say that this guitar is still quite new, although guilty. I was practicing right here, and I have a mic stand, and I took the the mic off, which just leaves the exposed screw, and I chipped off a little bit of the headstock. Not recommended. So it's got battle scars already. Like, yeah. So, but I'm gonna do a video about the PRS because a bunch Paul, actually, another Paul, asked me about the PRS and about the sound as well. So yeah, we'll go into that. It's actually really nice being back doing a live session. And for those of you tuning in as well, I'm in the process of editing another couple of interviews that I did with Mike McCarthy up at Manuka Studios. So I've been writing out all the gems, all the bits of wisdom that he shared in that interview, and that will go online to follow up from the video we did together on getting the best vocal sound when you're recording at home. But right, what do we got? Grab your guitar for a jam, bro. Yep, that might just happen. With acoustic guitar, do you put loop pedal straight into PA system or an acoustic amp? You can do whichever you wish, Ant. Yeah, you can. You genuinely, you can run the loop pedal into your amp, into your PA directly, whichever you choose. It would be the same as not having a loop pedal. I would just run your guitar into whatever setup you use. It won't change shouldn't change the tone of your guitar. So yeah, whatever you're currently using, then you can keep the same setup. You're literally just adding something into the chain to be able to create a repeating loop grooves and play some lead. So yeah, still looks sexy. Is that it's me, right? Not the guitar. Mike was awesome. Oh, thanks. Yeah, Mike, he's such a nice dude, and he's so knowledgeable. And because I'm editing it at the moment, I'm really enjoying, um, I'm really enjoying editing the content. And there's a point we got to where he said he's like, I waffled on a bit much. You can probably cut a lot of that out. I'm probably not going to, because I genuinely, writing notes for my editing, I just sat through it and was like, this is awesome. Around EQing, guitar compression, what to actually do after you've recorded your acoustic guitar. So yeah, this is it's nice. Also, this is the first time that I have actually, for those of you that tuned in through last year to these Tuesday night streams, I always went straight into YouTube. So tonight, because who knows? Because I was in a rush. Thanks, Paul. After you sent me a message, being like, you know what? I'm just gonna go live and we'll have a chat and say hi. Is I used OBS. So in case you're curious, that's what's happening at the moment. But MJM, where are you from? Music nerds, I know where you are. And are you still in Auckland, brother, or I have a feeling you might be in Tauranga somewhere. Who knows? Could be anywhere. But if you have just tuned in and you want to pick my brains, I literally this might be quite a short live stream. I just wanted to jump on for because if Paul, if you've messaged me, I bet there's a bunch of other people that have seen me posting like, hey, new format, ask me anything, Tuesdays, 7 p.m, same time, tune in, and yeah, literally, in my head, that was for next week. MJM, I'm from Christchurch, but I'm in Melbourne. Awesome. I love both of those places, and I think any better improvement audio wise. Yeah, let me know if this has improved or changed anything audio wise. We're back. All right. The famous turning things off and on again. Success. Roxanne, hi, how's it going? It's great. You totally saved me with your metal shavings discovery with the Voice Live 3. Awesome. Yeah, it's interesting with the Voice Live 3. There was some issues basically where various units genuinely just needed either a clean, or the SD card would move. And interestingly, I saw someone post tonight that their SD card something had gone wrong, and they were struggling to get a replacement for it. So yeah, interesting the way it's set up, shall we say? But super cool pedal. As you might have seen, Carlos, on the channel, that has actually become my backup pedal. Pedal. I've switched to it's become a beast of a pedal board, which is the RC300, and a whole lot of individual pedals, and for those of you that are wondering, I have had some requests to compare the two. They both have some advantages and some disadvantages. So I will be doing that. It's on my list. There's some awesome things that I really love about both. They're quite different setups, and then it just comes down to personal choice of what we want to run with, and which. It's almost like choosing the issues that bother you the least, perhaps, because there's always going to be some limitation, I think, or some restriction. But yeah, pretty lucky to be able to play through all this cool gear, and lucky that around the world in general, it looks like everyone is starting to make some music and be able to play shows again, which is awesome. Yeah, I just put electronics cleaner in it. Yeah, I've had on and off random issues with it. Yeah, cool. Very, very common with the Voice Live 3, so I'm stoked you got it sorted. So, Roxanne, it seems the RC300 is way more powerful. The TC is just such a small setup. What's your main preference of the RC300? My main preference of the RC300 is, say, two things. One, obviously having that third track purely in terms of the looping side of things. Having a third track means I get three different options for dynamics when I'm building a loop. Specifically just tracks. We won't go into like overdubs and taking them in and out and things like that. But so that's one thing straight off the bat. The Voice Live 3, I talk about it as having 2.5 tracks. So you can have one A and B, and A and C, but not B and C as such. And it starts getting a little complicated to switch between them and overdub somewhat. So that would be my number one thing, having that third track. And the second thing would be the fact that my looping setup is always there, the same pedals, always there, ready to go. I can't get stuck on, for example, the harmony, the vocal screen, and hit a harmony that I thought was going to be my loop, because it's the same it's the same pedal every time. It's going to start and stop that loop or record or overdub, rather than having the different layers, the different screen layers that the Voice Live 3 has. But yeah, the Voice Live 3, obviously, there's so much packed into that pedal. You've got a powerful looping unit, you've got vocal processing, a whole array of options. You've got all your guitar processing as well. Like that is a beast to have all in one setup. Do you need somewhere to stay for your Matamata show? No, but thank you. We're being put up we have a show with the duo with Shimna at the House of Nails in Matamata. So if you're tuning in and you're going to be around Hamilton, Tauranga, or Matamata, Rotorua, somewhere there, and you want to come over to a show, we are doing a it's basically a house concert in their beautiful barn, which will be really, really cool. Really looking forward to that. So yeah, it's nice to be back doing some shows. Anyway, I've probably chatted for long enough with my face on this camera, as a long way to let you know that officially these Tuesday nights will start next week. Can I stay there too? Probably. You can give them a call. If if you're on and you have any burning questions or want to say hi and haven't said hi, then fire something in the chat. Otherwise, for those of you that do want to pick my brains, actually, I'm going to put it in the chat. I've set up a little form where you can put questions and details in, and then it will give me some time to actually answer those, and I'm less likely to miss things, which sometimes happens in the chat depending on what's happening. So, cheers, brother. Enjoy Melbourne, and who knows? Maybe we'll see you in Christchurch or back somewhere in New Zealand at some point. Just gonna put that link in the chat. In fact, if you're watching this on replay, I will edit and put the link underneath. But at any stage, if you randomly have a question, then feel free to send that through. There we go. I'm not actually sure if that turns into an official link or not, but you can copy and paste or something like that. So cheers, Roxanne. That's awesome. I'm so stoked. Like that. It brings me so much joy, especially when there's something that is a simple solution, right? So that's awesome. Thanks all for tuning in. Yeah, really appreciate you saying hi, and it's nice to jump back on and chat in a live setting. So yeah, I will look forward to next Tuesday. Got a bunch of things lined up, and looking forward to jumping back in with that. And